attract the person. Right? Why? Because the person begins to enjoy their own self, and then you want to be part of that. What do I mean? Okay, if for example you're fighting with your boss, he makes you angry, he makes you mad, and everything, right? Now, when he does that, you are angry. So that day you forget to pray, you forget to think about anything, you don't want to eat, you know, you can't eat well, you can't sleep well, everything. So who becomes your God? The boss becomes your God. Okay? The same thing with lovers. You're fighting with your lover, oh, he makes you so mad. He makes you angry. He makes you can't get along with anybody else. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't do nothing, you can't work on the computer, you can't. Meanwhile, what you're doing, you're worshiping that person. That becomes your God. He becomes your God. So the minute you disconnect with that and go to the real God, who's the real God? The God within. Then, no more. Then the person doesn't get worshipped anymore. So the person says, oh, wait a minute, what happened? Then they come back and they turn around and come to you. You ever notice the more you go after a person, the harder it is to get it? Anything. Money is the same thing. You know, the desire for money. The minute you try to squeeze the money or try to hold on to the money like a fish, you know when you dream fish, it means money, you know that. So you try to hold the money and it's like a fish, it slips right from your hand. If you let go, right, then it'll come to you. Same thing. So that's what happened with the mortgages. Everybody's trying to rob each other because they're trying to get money. Everybody trying to charge 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, 10 points. You know, they're trying to rob everybody. Everybody's trying to get over. And that's why we end up losing more. So somehow, I don't know if you notice this, but every time you do something bad, everybody talks about it. But you can do 10 good things. You can do 100 good things. But the minute you do this one bad thing, you're bad. Right? This is the ego. This is how we play with our life. Because people, again, they look at the pennies and they lose the dollars. There's one bad thing they're going to keep against the person. That's why, they have like the gossip shows on the TV. Right? I forgot the name. Yeah. But they have all these options because everybody wants to hear about the bad things. It becomes news. But nobody hears about the good things. Right? So one bad thing can spoil the whole situation. So we need to sometimes realize now that we can't let someone else control how we feel. If you feel that you are doing a good thing and somebody thinks it's bad and you are benefiting from it, do it. Because only you are going to have to pay the karma for that. Nobody else. Right? So, just like the stories we have here, and there's one particular story which I want to talk about, is Judy. Now, Judy, you notice in the story, was number 6. And she was married to number 7. And the number 7 and the 6 comes out to 13, which is 4, right? Good, that's a good combination. However, during the time that it comes out to 4, when it comes out to 4, what does 4 mean? Work. So obviously, Judy was working very hard, and What's the guy's name? Felipe, huh? Was it Felipe? Yeah. Felipe was working very hard. So Judy and Felipe both were working hard because it's number 4 combination. Now I want you to learn this because I want you to apply it to your life now when you go outside here. You're going to apply it to everybody, your own life and everybody else's life. So Judy was married to Felipe. There was a 6 and a 7, so they come out to 13. Now number 4 means hard work. So both of them were working very hard, so there was a lot of stress. They hardly get to spend time with each other because it's number 4 and it's hard work. So they end up having a baby, and of course Judy was so lonely during the pregnancy because of the hard work and so on that she got a number 1 baby. So the number 1 baby now creates more loneliness. That means that she was lonely during the marriage, after marriage, and so on. Right? But still, number 1 also means independent, achievement, and so on. So if you notice, Judy and Felipe, they bought a house, they did very well, they moved to a nice place, and so on and so on. They moved to another state. Okay, and then because she was tense and she was lonely during the second pregnancy, which she demanded attention and she didn't get attention. She got the number 3 child. So when she got the number 3 child, the 3, of course, with her 6, made her 9. So when it made her 9, okay, that made her worse, isn't it? Now she wasn't going to ask for attention anymore. She's going to demand it, and if she don't demand it, she's going to threaten to leave if she don't get it. So that's exactly what she did. She threatened to leave, and so on. So when the baby was born, now the 3 made number 7 lonely, and the 3 made number 6 a 9. So the more the 9 fights, the more that Judy fight with Felipe became more and more lonely. So in the end, the ego starts to step in now and says, I don't want this. And so they separated. See? So what happened? The child came in and formed a picture, affected parents. Now, each one of you, I can write your life like that. Right? Right? I would use Angela. Angela is a good example. Angela is a 9, okay? And her son is a 2. So what happened now is that when Angela got married to Rance, that's the guy, she was a 7. 7, right? But they never got along. They had a lot of problems. Why? Because the 7 matched with the child as 9. So 2 9s. Can't get along. That's 2 ego. Huh? And the house was number 9 also. So you have 9 9 9. Okay? And so in Angela's life, when I met her, she was just had separated. And Miguel was much younger. But there's a real life story of how the life code works. Right? So you can use the numbers to actually tell a person's life. Right? Nina is 8. What's the first child, Nina?
The first is number 4.
Number 4. Okay. So there we go. As when the number 4 was born, right? And what was the father's birth code?
He's a number April 19.
But you forgot. You forgot already. You forgot her first love. Okay.
He's a number 6.
He was number 6.
6, 6,
5.
6. No, April 19.
That's a 5.
5.
Okay, so again, here's a marriage. Here's was 8 and 5 is equal to 13. And when the baby came, it was a 4. Okay? So the 4 will make the guy a 9. So right away there's separation there. Being going on now. See, same thing like Judy. Remember Judy? Okay. Same thing. Now, in Nana's case, when the baby was born, right, a 4, it made him a 9. So right away that would separate the couple. Now, if you notice ahead of time, wouldn't you be able to solve it? You'll be able to try to, spiritually solve it. So you know ahead of time. So again, when the baby comes into your life, it changes your life. So it can be negative or it can be positive. When Nana was born, her father got very rich because she brought money into her life. See? So every child can change your life. So you have to understand now how the children are. Now if I were you, and I go home tonight, I would check the children. Make sure that the combination with me is very good. And if it's the negative combination, then you have to work on it to make it into positive combination. So that's where the spirituality comes in. That's where the prayer comes in, and the yoga and the meditation and so on comes in. That's why we give you the mantras. What's so great about the mantras is because the mantra can change things. The mantra is a sound that can change reality. It is a sound that changes reality. Right? Turn off the sound on the TV and see what happens. You don't understand what's going on. You can see, but you don't understand what's going on. You have to hear the sound. The sound is what makes life. Everybody's dying to hear "I love you" every day. That's a song, that's a mantra. Everybody's dying to hear from the children. Right? And you're waiting for the phone call from your daughter, and as soon as she says, "Oh, hello mom," oh, like a great feeling comes into you.
I love you, mommy.
Yeah, right. You hear that and it changes your whole feeling. Such is the greatness of sound. That's why mantra was developed thousands of years ago to help mankind understand himself. From words. Words is what can create a reality. Bill Gates sat down and said one day, "I need computers." Look what happened to the whole world. Now we have computers and Facebook and everything. So one sound. So that's why we say the mantra is important.